Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the Double Take Sports Talk Show with the Watch Brothers. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, their host, Darren Watts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darrell Watts. Say hello to Darrell Watts II, D-Dub. What's going on?
Yo, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to our video podcast. Darren Watts, what's happening?
You know this, another podcast, another fresh day to the start, pimp. You know this.
Man. This is like more of a peaceful, positive thing that, keeps me away from all the negativity that I have to do with a bunch of crap. So
You ain't got to tell me, pimp. I know about it. I understand. Like,
I know. Yeah. So that's what I deal with. So this is the only thing I could really think peaceful.
All right, so with that being said, we're going to go and continue our peaceful moment and relaxation and our hobby. And going into this podcast, we got the Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we have Double Take Sports Court, Quiz-mania answer, and final thoughts. We got a lot of things to kind of cover with Double Take Sports Court pertaining to the trends that happened over this past week. So we got a lot to cover.
Oh yeah, we do. Mm-hmm.
So Darrell, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Quiz-mania question of the day. Darrell, when you are good and ready, the floor is yours.
All right, here we go. This is kind of like a no-brainer, not necessarily, but it's just kind of like something basic. So this is going to be in the honor of Super Bowl, of course. Season's just around the corner now, so Saturday I just want to do a little something in honor of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Super Bowl 52. Of course, Philadelphia Eagles won the championship, of course, just this past season. Eagles quarterback Nick Foles finished the game with a stat line of 28 for 43, 373 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Who has the most TDs, touchdown passes, as a quarterback in Super Bowl history?
I got to tell you, when I read this question the other day, I think it was yesterday or Thursday. I can't remember which day, I think it was yesterday. When I read this question, I thought I had the answer right smack dab on me. I'm like, oh, I know who this is. I'm glad I researched it. That's all I will say on that.
It really shouldn't be that hard.
It was hard because when I found it first, ain't it?
Really?
Yeah, the person that I had in mind, I thought that person was it. And I don't think it is.
Should I do some research myself? Because, like I said, it shouldn't be that hard. It really shouldn't.
Well, it depends on what you're talking about in that aspect. Because if you said career, I would have thought of this person. But
nah, man, it's just in a single game.
Yeah, in a single game, I thought it was somebody else completely different, but it's not.
Okay, so
we'll see what it is.
Yeah, we'll see. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is that. That is Quiz-mania question of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Darren will give out his answer later on in this podcast.
I think we probably have two different answers.
Probably not. But of course, it is just the same things up. But shift gears, move on to the sports court.
Okay. Let's start out with the trends. Double Take Sports Court. Start off with the trends going back to last Saturday, which was August 25th, 2018. And honorable mentions that I'm just going to throw out there as an FYI. And most of these resemble mostly of the headlines that are also rolling at the bottom of your screen while you're watching the podcast. Honorable mentions. First one, Jimmy Butler. The Philadelphia 76ers could acquire him for Robert Covington in a 2021 draft pick.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then the Cardinals and the Rockies. Colton Wong leads the game early with an injury, and they get beat by the Rockies 9-1.
Yeah, seeing that, that's kind of tough.
I'm curious, if that would have been one of your blowout games?
I didn't consider it, no. I didn't consider it.
What would you have considered?
Hmm?
Well, did you have any that you would have considered during the past week?
It's going to be rolling at the bottom of your screen. So what I did pick.
Oh, I didn't even see it there. I blew right past it.
Yeah.
Darrell, you did not. You did not. No.
You were locked because I did. I just did before I told you to give me the number when it was good red. I just did.
I'm not seeing it on here, pimp. I'm not seeing it on here. Oh, headlines. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Okay. Moving on. Curtis Harper. He is the well-known man for walking out of a fight as soon as the bell rang. He was making a point about being underpaid.
Is this a boxing?
Yes.
Match?
Boxing. Yes. As soon as the bell rang, he walked right out the ring.
I would have loved to see that one.
Oh, I saw it on Facebook. I sat there, watched the whole thing. I mean, as soon as the bell rang, he stepped back, got under the ropes, walked right on out, and headed straight out. I'm surprised you didn't see it. It's trending. It was trending that whole day. I'm surprised you didn't see it.
And this was Sunday? Yeah. Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. It was Saturday.
I wonder why I didn't get to see it.
Because you weren't paying attention.
No, I was at work. That's why.
Well, I can't fault you for that. I can't fault you for that. That I won't fault. That I won't do. I won't fault you for that.
I can't be able to do nothing when I'm sitting up in there. Not a thing.
I understand. I was at home when I seen it, so.
Must be nice.
No, I wasn't.
Apparently.
So, moving on. Nick Young. He was arrested in Hollywood, possible traffic stop, refusing to cooperate with police. I have no idea what that would have been, but these players have got to stop getting themselves in trouble. They have got to stop. It's getting
old, Darren.
It's beyond getting old. It's getting ridiculous.
I mean, it is like, why are you doing it? I mean, why
why do you feel the need to actually get yourself involved in stuff you really don't really need to get into? It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, that, and that's even worse.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, absolutely crazy. It it almost don't even break my heart all at the same time.
Right, right. Because it's just like they just think that they got all the money in the world. They think they can control this, they control that. And they don't think they're gonna get in trouble.
Hmm.
Being a
Absolutely.
star is a privilege, my man. Yeah, I just gotta understand that.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. So yeah, just gonna have to learn how to use that wisely.
Hmm. The New England Patriots, former Indianapolis Colts player Philip Dorsett, well, wide receiver Philip Dorsett is working towards expanding his receiving role. Moving on, the Jacksonville shooting. Now, I believe me and you both was on this like right on Rice the minute.
Yeah, now this I was on.
Yeah,
Barely.
it was. It was. Yeah. The gaming community is coming together after a tragic shooting during the Madden tournament. Darrell, can you imagine that if we were really into these games, we could have been down there. We could have been down there.
Mm-hmm.
David Katz, he is 24, or Katzy, I believe, took his own life after killing 3 people and wounded several others, possibly 6 people. My hearts and prayers are to those affected because you going down there for a good time to get caught up in this. My hearts and thoughts and prayers go out to them.
Over, over, over the game. That was the jacked up part. You
Well,
got a better player.
well, here's the thing about that game. I see. I don't mean to laugh, but I see why he was upset. Girl, he got his butt spanked. Plain and simple.
That's what I'm saying. Better player than him. He got his spank
Mm.
because he was already beating other NFL players.
Mm-hmm.
But then you go into this tournament, he felt like that was an insult.
Well, to an extent, it could almost be. But somebody just was like, as a plaintiff, as a human being, as they were, mate. I'm sorry. Let me not say that, but they are plain butt out of here. I mean, just plain and simple. I mean, made a fool out of him. I'm like, wow.
Wow. That is,
It's hilarious.
you need to like, oh, you get it kicked, and now you decide that you want to take matters in your own hands by taking somebody else's life that got your butt kicked by that player. That ain't fair. That ain't even cool.
Dude. Mm-mm.
That ain't even cool, man.
But yeah, the whole moral point is that we're with those people that lost their lives, and well, that lost life in that in particular situation. We're definitely with them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we'll probably get more into this. Yep, we will definitely get more into this in just a moment. There's a couple more things about this, I think.
It could be.
And moving on, going into Sunday, August 26, 2018. Honorable mention. We actually have a couple honorable mentions and then a topic of discussion, which is not really a discussion. I got to make sure this is ready. Sorry, I should have done this. Oh, duh. Okay. Sorry about that. Jamil Hill, ESPN and her, they part ways. And I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised by this. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah. So we just might as well just kind of take sports and turn it into a political thing.
We'll leave it right there, Darrell. We'll leave that right
Yeah. Sorry.
there. The Buffalo Bills. They struggled during the preseason. They are looking to investigate issues on defense. According to one news source, I think it said looking to correct some things. At this point, this is no longer a correction issue. This needs to be investigated thoroughly.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I agree to that.
So, with that being said, their AFC East rival, wide receiver Eric Decker, he announced his retirement.
Didn't say why. Was it injury related, or he felt the need to?
Probably just felt the need. He wanted to move on. I didn't get to really look into that. I just seen it as a part of trends and left it as that.
Yeah.
Once again, back into the Jacksonville shooting, specifically to David Katze, his history of mental illness, really should have shown that it needed some TLC, tender love
care. Yeah. That's a medical illness, my man.
Yeah. So with that being said, a quick rundown of what happened the day before and the day of that shooting. CNN put this article out.
This is what I never got to read or anything like that, so that's going to be interesting.
I didn't either. I didn't get to really read it. I took maybe about a minute just to run through and read the tweets of this day. August 25th, 2018. A tweet came out from True at True_818 that he won every game by a max. No one crossed the 50 or scored a point when playing him. And he's waiting for the singles tomorrow, which would have been the 26th, the day of the shooting. And then Fitzmagic 13 put out there, one game at a time, let's ball. You see, everybody is starting to get into this spirit of, starting to get into this
funsies of the game.
Yeah, the funsie of the game. They like, yeah, we're in the tournament, we're doing great. And then they putting out all these tweets Saturday, and then here comes Sunday. 1:22 p.m. Drini Jaka. I know I jacked that up. Young Drini at Young Drini put out there, said, won my first single elimination game 16-9 off to round of 32. Larry Legend at Old Larry 2K. Shaking my head, fumble on the one clocking to go up 10 and sealed the game. Upset about that loss. And then right after that tweet is when everything got jacked up. 1:37 p.m. The tourney just got shot up. Jaka said in the first of a series of tweets, I'm leaving and never coming back.
See that?
Now, just see how the fear just kicked into everybody. Did you see the video that they put out there?
The only thing that I really got to see, which was kind of graphic, was a laser being pointed at one of the gamers. It might have been the one that he lost to.
Well, of course, that was his target, was to get to the guy that he lost to.
Well, that's what I'm thinking it was, because that's the only thing I really got to see. I didn't get to see anything else.
I didn't even get to see that. I just got to see when there was a guy was about to get ready to play his game, and just as he was playing it, that's when everything went downhill from there. They heard the shooting, and everything just got disconnected.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that. I just seen a laser being pointed at the guy that.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I wouldn't have mind seeing that, but that probably would have broke my heart.
Well, that's all they really showed. They ain't show, of course, gunshots or nothing like that. They just cut it off at that point.
Mm-hmm. And then he put back out there that he is literally so lucky that the bullet hit his thumb. Same guy, Young Dreedy. He put out there he is lucky. Bullet hit my thumb, and then he tweeted back out again. You would never take any. I will never take anything for granted again. Life can be cut short in a second. See how that happens?
See how that happens?
2:13 p.m., the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office tweeted that there had been a mass shooting at the Jacksonville landing and urged people to avoid the area. The Sheriff's Office later announced that the gunman, another player in a tournament, had fatally shot himself. Now, here's what was interesting about that off the record, if you don't mind.
Good.
When I first found out about that, it's exactly at this time, 2:13, is when I looked at my phone. I was helped setting up for night of worship. I had just walked in from helping set up some cords getting plugged in before we went in to go get the rest of the materials. And I pulled out my phone, and WTHR put out that article that this mass shooting has happened. And at the time, I had no idea that it was a gaming community. Had no idea. I didn't know until I got home and seen that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I happened to see it at about around 1:45, but I seen it from a different news source.
I seen it from 13.
Yeah.
And then moving on, the sheriff's office tweeted mass shooting at the Jacksonville landing. Stay away from the area. It is not safe at this time. In all caps, stay away.
Yeah, technology changed because of the fact now, back in the days, you had to
You
get
wouldn't
everything TV
had
and radio.
Yep.
Everything through TV and radio.
this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now they done just updated everything.
Yeah.
Amazing on how it changed.
My son was shot 3 times. Please keep him in your prayers. She is asking for prayers and financial help. This is a tweet that was put out there from Amino's sister Nina Marie. Tweeted that her brother was shot and that they was making arrangements to fly to Jacksonville with their mother, was asking for prayers and financial help. But then he went on to tweet out himself, I believe, if it was him, that he tweeted out later that he would be okay. He got hit twice in the lower body, and then one just went through. The bullet went through, and then the other one was lodged. 4:36. Found out that her brother needed surgery, and everybody just in shock and panic.
Yeah.
She was thanking everybody for their support and everything else on that behalf. And they put out a tweet of him being in the hospital, thumbs up. And he put out there in the caption in that picture that God was with these guys in Jesus' name. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Florida's Governor Rick Scott visited him in the hospital, also with the thumbs up. It was actually Larry 2K.
Gotcha.
And then picture of his backpack full of blood.
Here it is.
He's going to have surgery Monday morning, which was this past Monday morning, the 27th. Fitzmagic 13. Nope, sorry. Fitzmagic 13 put out there that he was about 5 feet away from the shooter, and his dad jumped on him, and he didn't get shot, and that he was heartbroken. But he is having surgery on his foot. All these people after this is just tweets saying that they are devastated. They have no idea how that happened. It happened so fast, and they can't even bear to begin to even think about how they're going to be able to handle themselves now from here on out. And I can understand that, but the most important thing is to know that God is with you and that you are always going to be loved, and you will definitely be rescued from all of this, and you will be healed.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Monday, August 27, 2018, honorable mention. Darrell, keep your hormones in check. Trish Stratus, that legend, returned Monday night.
I'm straight, huh? I'm good.
Oh, now you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I done expressed how I felt. I done did all that, so I'm good. I'm good.
Mets versus Cubs. The game stopped at the 10th inning, from my understanding. Is that correct?
I thought they won the game. I don't know what happened.
Well, they stopped at the 10th inning when it was trending because of rain. I'm assuming that they went on and continued it and won the game.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think they won the game. Well, maybe. Look real quick. Hey, what was that? Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cubs went on to win that game 7-4.
Okay. And then moving on, Manu Ginobili, he retires from the NBA. A lot of people say that he was overrated as an NBA player. I disagreed. Just because he wasn't famous like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, do not make him an overrated player.
They said he was overrated?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
Because he did not make, he only did like 2 or 3 All-Star appearances and didn't have all these defensive all teams, first all team.
Dude got rings. What the hell is these people's problem?
Darrell, I said the same thing. That's why I'm sitting here like, just because he is not famous like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and LeBron James, do not make him an overrated player.
By far, he's underrated.
Yes, he is very underrated.
Snake underrated. He's on the ground crawling.
Well, see, here's the thing. And I hate to say it this way, but I'm going to say this, but it don't take away from Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Manu Ginobili played with a team.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
He played with a team. It didn't matter about being an all-star. It didn't matter being on a defensive team or a rookie team or whatever these teams are. It wasn't about that with Popovich. It's all about going out there and distributing the basketball for a good shot.
And playing as a team. Now, all of a sudden, people playing as a team, now they got to be overrated.
Out of here.
I'm moving on from that.
There wasn't a Manu Ginobili that single-handedly destroyed the Miami Heat in Game 5 in the second quarter. Was that the entire San Antonio Spurs team?
I don't remember. It could have been Ginobili himself, but I don't remember.
Moving on, Serena Williams, her comments on the band cat suit. I did not get into look into that, but it's definitely posted all over the websites. You could check that out. I don't have nothing to say about it because it's just only going to make me mad. So leave it alone.
I agree. I'm leaving it alone myself.
Tuesday, August 28th, honorable mentions. One, Odell Beckham Jr.'s contract, $95 million. Ain't that $60 of it guaranteed?
Something like that.
Moving on.
Yeah, agree.
Not sports related, but had to throw this out there.
Yeah,
Paige Butcher is expecting a second child from Eddie Murphy. This is his 10th child at the age of 57. The boy is staying busy.
Yeah, because I'll be trying to figure out.
How do you have the energy to do this?
How?
I'm worn out just reading that.
Yeah. I know people that are just like that. I know somebody that just had his 11th child, I think, last weekend. It was Saturday.
I dread that. There's no way in the world I can do that.
Ain't no way in the world you're going to see me walking around with 18 and a half kids. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes it just be like, you know what? For the love of God, I hope you be shooting blanks.
Oh, man.
I guess if that is something that they can contribute to for the rest of their lives, help yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll stick to drinking nasty water and digging myself a hole. I'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Moving on. Aretha Franklin's funeral, another non-related sports topic. Former President Barack Obama did not make that funeral, but did send a letter. However, I believe he was asked to speak at John McCain's funeral.
Mm-hmm. And he did.
Yep. Moving on. Another non-sports topic. Wednesday, August 29, 2018, honorable mention. One Michael Jackson's birthday. His kids discuss his legacy. His 60th birthday, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
Now back to sports related. Brett Hundley. Seattle Seahawks traded for the Packers quarterback Brett Hundley. Give us the 2019 6th-round pick. Teddy Bridgewater, he is ready to learn from Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Let's just be real. As long as it's not about the bounty, we're good on my end.
I agree.
And then lastly, but not least, for August 29th, non-sports related, one John McCain's children also reflect on his life. Although I wasn't a big fan of John McCain, you do have to give that man respect for being able to go into the Army and actually serve for the country. So big kudos to John McCain and his life.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Thursday, August 30th, 2018. Excuse me. Andrew McCutchen. The Yankees picked him up in a trade with the Giants for 2 prospects.
I don't know why the Pirates got rid of him in the first place.
I'm trying to figure that out too. I think that was the glue that held that team.
He was the gorilla glue. He was the strong man. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Moving on, the New England Patriots, they traded the 2015 second round draft pick Jordan Richards to the Falcons for a conditional draft pick in 2020. And finally, but not least, the Dallas Cowboys, they released, I want to say it's Coney Ely.
Something like that.
And then lastly, but not least, for Friday, August 31st, 2018, as of yesterday, honorable mentions the Miami Dolphins. They traded defensive back Jordan Richards to the Kansas City Chiefs. Chris Berman, his wife was intoxicated 3 times the legal limit in a fatal crash. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers goes to those affected.
I didn't hear about that.
It was trending on Google. I didn't know about it either until I seen it yesterday.
Wow.
Makes me think of a deja vu, and I just don't remember who now. Wow. Moving on. Aaron Donald. The Rams agreed to a record deal with him, and I did not know what it was at that time, and I still don't know what it is.
I still don't know what it is.
And then lastly, but not least.
I'm sorry, but Darren, he better be out there getting every piece of muscle fiber in his body to be given that record deal.
No, he better start learning how to smell that damn football, point blank and period. He better learn how to smell that football and where it's going to.
Yeah. He better be the Dennis Rodman of rebounding.
Yep, he better be that, and Odell Beckham Jr. better be able to make more spectacular catches, and he better not miss a catch this season.
Agreed. There's a lot of money they invested in you. These are a lot of money that these.
I'm sorry. If that was me in the Giants owner's position, I would have not given him that much money.
I wouldn't either.
I would not have given him that much money.
If y'all had been giving them $95 million, then that would be fine. I would have put no guaranteed on it.
No.
That's a risky investment.
That's too risky.
A ring, my man.
Yep. In order for you to get this ring, you better guarantee a championship win before you get this guaranteed money. Point blank, period.
Yeah. That is crazy.
And then lastly but not least, non-sports related, Aretha Franklin, her life was celebrated in the funeral yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the Google Trends Double Take Sports Court for the week of August 25th through the 31st. It should be the 1st. I put the 2nd, and I don't know why I put the 2nd.
I was going to say.
Today, but I didn't look at it today.
Okay.
So August 25th through September 1st, there's nothing that I know of that will be shared on our next video podcast of the Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. And now let's have the Quiz-mania question again for our Quiz-mania answer.
Okay. So before Darren gives out his answer, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to repeat this question. Super Bowl 52. Eagles quarterback Nick Foles finished the game with a stat line of 28 for 43, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick interception. Who has the most touchdown passes as a quarterback in a single game in Super Bowl history?
See,
whenever you're getting ready, do it.
Here's the thing. When we talked about this just a minute ago, I'm thinking, in my mind, when I seen it yesterday, I was thinking of actually 4 people. I was actually thinking about Roger Staubach, Phil Simms, Terry Bradshaw, and I think it was Troy Aikman. I think about those 4 people. But then when you said, in a single game, I had to sit down and look at it again. And I honestly don't think it's any one of those 4 people.
And it's not.
No, it's not none of those 4 people. I will say this, though. There's a reason why they say lefties are the best.
Yeah, you're right. So
there's a reason why they say that. So it's going to be one of my favorite left-handed quarterbacks, one Steve Young. Mm-hmm. Threw 6 touchdowns. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Because, see, I'm thinking Phil Simms. Straight up. When I read that question, bam, Phil Simms. Wrong answer. Glad I looked into it. Mm-hmm. Glad I looked into it. Because it was not Phil Simms.
Yeah. It was Super Bowl 29.
Wasn't that in San Diego?
Well, he did it against the Chargers, but I think that. Yeah, he did it against the San Diego Chargers.
And they wasn't in San Diego then, so that must have been somewhere else.
No. Yeah, they always have a spot on location. I don't think they actually have it on here, but I think he actually, he did, yeah. It looked like it's in California somewhere, but it could have been not in San Diego. Probably could have been in Los Angeles somewhere.
Maybe.
It could have been. I'm not 100%. I forgot. So, yeah. But of course, the most rushing touchdowns in Super Bowl in a single game, that belongs to one of my all-time favorites, was Darrell Davis.
Bingo. I was just going to say Darrell Davis. I knew it wasn't Emmitt Smith. I knew it wasn't Barry Sanders. Thank you for telling me that. Barry Sanders. Every time that clock goes off, it's 1,100 hours. Thank you for telling me that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I knew it wasn't Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, or any of them. I knew it had to be Terrell Davis because that's all you ever talked about was Terrell Davis, different Broncos, John Elway, and Ed McCaffrey, and Shannon Sharp, and Rod Smith, and I forgot their fullback's name at the time.
I forgot to at the time. Yeah. So, of course, that is Quiz-mania question of the day. The most touchdown passes in a single game in Super Bowl history that belongs to Steve Young. He was quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers against the San Diego Chargers. And he threw 6 touchdowns in Super Bowl 29. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and shift gears and move on to the final thoughts about the podcast. So, Darren, you have anything for us?
Actually, I do. I got one odd question for you I have forgotten all about, and I'm going to ask you really, really, really quick. And I just don't remember what I did with it just that quick. Here we go. All right, question for you. We have 9 options. And think about this real good. The best defense in NFL history. Who you got? The 1973 Dolphins, the 1969 Chiefs, the 1969 Vikings, the 2013 Seahawks, the 2015 Broncos, the 2002 Buccaneers. They swiped already. I don't even consider them the best defense. After they let the Colts come back like that in week 4, they got swiped. The 2000 Ravens, the 1985 Bears, or the 1976 Steelers.
Whew.
Good choices out there.
Who those options stands out to me?
Which one?
The 76 Steelers, the 2000 Ravens, and what was the other? I think it was
probably either the 2015 Broncos or the 2013 Seahawks.
The 2015 Broncos. I'm sorry, I really don't consider the 85 Bears. I don't consider it a swipe.
What about the Ravens?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You did say that was the one that highlighted you. What about the 73 Dolphins? 69 Chiefs? 69 Vikings? So who you narrow it down to? Who's your one pick?
My one pick, if it was any of the 3 that I just chose from the 76 Steelers, the 2015 Broncos, and the 2000 Ravens, 2000 Ravens.
Yeah, 2000 Ravens. You said you're not saying the 2013 Seahawks. Go ahead.
No, the 2000 Ravens.
Interesting. Here's mine. 2015 Broncos.
Get out.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the 2015 Broncos. Absolutely. Do you not remember the 2015 Broncos? Are you serious?
Yes, I remember the 2015. Yes, of course I do.
Well, you acting like a dummy. You acting like a dummy. Plain and simple.
Look on YouTube. Pay attention to the 2000 Ravens. You'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
I've watched the 2000 Ravens. I'm just not thinking about them.
Well, newsflash, buddy boy, I am.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes, sir, Bob. 2000 Ravens.
Very nice. 2015 Broncos.
I don't think the 2015 Broncos couldn't handle the 2000 Ravens.
Okay, let's put it this way. You don't think the 2015 offense of the Denver Broncos can handle the 2000 Ravens?
Okay, in that sense, yes. But in stat line comparison, no. No.
Also, you think that the 2015, no, the 2000 Ravens can actually run over the offensive line and the protection of Peyton Manning?
Of course. Of course. Cheat sheet. Did the Bears in 2006 season? The coach to the Ravens. There's your cheat sheet. Do your homework, buddy boy. Because half of them was part of that 2000 Super Bowl.
Okay, let's consider this. If that was the case, how did they allow 15 points to the Colts 9?
Who, the Ravens?
Yeah.
They didn't score no touchdowns.
Neither did the Ravens. Neither did the Ravens.
Exactly my point. They did not allow them a touchdown.
But
that's how dangerous the defense were.
But they allowed points.
They allowed the
If Peyton Manning, in 2006, if Peyton Manning was able to pick apart their defense to still get points, I don't consider them. I don't consider them.
You kidding me?
I'm dead serious.
The Denver Broncos allowed a touchdown in the Super Bowl of that 2015 season against who? What was it? The Seattle Seahawks?
But they also got a safety.
Dude, they still got a touchdown from that. Baltimore didn't even allow those a touchdown. Even though they still getting points.
But they allowed them field goals. They allowed them points.
That game could have gone either way. That's my whole. That game could have went either way. That's my whole point. It would have went either way. But that 2015 season, that was a blowout. It was a blowout, but the Baltimore Ravens still had a lot to show. They had a lot to show. That's just me. But apparently, we're just doing a podcast, so.
Now, I like the 2015 Denver Broncos. I actually like them.
I bet you do.
I did. And that's all I have. The end.
The end.
Boys trip.
I just happened to see this on the news earlier today. And I've seen that Pat McAfee has left Barstool Sports.
I seen that.
Mm-hmm. And then I also seen that the Suns had tried to trade for Damian Lillard. Either Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, or another player. And I forgot who that was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, yeah, apparently from what we was talking about a few episodes ago, we was talking about Damian Lillard. Apparently, he's not all that happy for him.
Oh, well, that's obvious without the tweets. That was very obvious.
I mean, it was just a speculation because it was never revealed on the news. It probably would have never been, to the fact that he was probably one to request a trade and stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of things would have came out like that, like a Kawhi Leonard. It was actually shown that he was requesting a trade. It was on the news. Damian Lillard, it wasn't. It was just shown by tweets, so it could have been speculation.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Just frustration that, he needed to get out. But apparently he's not happy in Portland. That's just what I think. But, yeah. All right. So, Darren, if there's nothing else, you can wrap this baby up and get out of here.
Let's do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, of course, give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, you just comment in the comment section below. As usual, of course, we're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit us up there. Of course, you can have any questions for us. In particular, doesn't matter. Don't have to be sports related. Just go ahead and hit us up there. And, of course, if you like it, we'll share it on our next podcast. Of course, we're on the iTunes for the audio podcast only. Leave us a review, give us a like, find ways to help us improve on our show. But until then, I'm Darrell. Darren's on the opposite side.
Yep.
All right, catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then,
ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes, that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out, is that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement, that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.